Imagine putting your heart into something only to have someone else swoop in at the last second, slap their name on it, and walk away with all the glory. That's what she did, again and again, until I gave her exactly what she wanted and just enough rope to hang herself. She worked in my department. Let's call her Amber. Amber wasn't smart, not really, but she was slick. She had this way of floating into a project right before the deadline, adding a few finishing touches, and then rushing it off to leadership with her name plastered on the front. It was subtle at first, a line on a summary slide, a bullet point added to a conclusion. Harmless, right? But then she started taking credit, full credit. She'd send out the final versions of our group reports like she led the entire thing. Me and anyone else who worked hard on the project were reduced to footnotes in the CC line. One time, I spent 3 weeks on a big deliverable. We're talking data modeling, surveys, research, analytics, full-on deep work. I was tired, burnt out, barely sleeping. On the final day, she pops over with her usual fake smile energy and says, "Hey, I noticed your summary is a little light. Want me to help tighten it up?" I was too tired to argue. I said, "Sure." That was all she needed. She added a couple lines, nothing that contributed any value, and then hit reply all to our execs with the finished project, her name front and center. At the team meeting, she presented it like it was her masterpiece. Her voice was so confident, so full of pride, it made my skin crawl. Everyone applauded. Leadership complimented her hard work. I didn't even get a nod. That was the moment I snapped. Not outwardly, no drama, just inside. Quiet, calm, focused. I knew she'd do it again. And next time, I was going to let her. So a few weeks later, we got assigned a department-wide analytics task. Heavy data work. The kind of report where the numbers had to be bulletproof. And that's when I set the trap. I worked late, I built charts, I drafted slides. But every single piece of data I included, deliberately flawed. Not in a way that screamed wrong, just off. Subtle things. Inverted percentages. Forecasts that used outdated assumptions. Correlations that didn't add up if you looked too closely. Then, a week before the deadline, I sent her a message. "Hey Amber, I'm running behind. I've got the main stuff drafted, but it's still rough. If you could take it and finish it, I'd really appreciate it." She jumped on it. "Totally, I can take it from here." And she did. She barely looked at it. She polished the deck, tweaked the fonts, added her usual 3-sentence summary, and sent it to leadership with her signature in bold at the top. She didn't check a thing. Presentation day came. Full department, all hands. Executives, directors, even the CFO was dialed in. Amber opened the meeting with a bright smile and started running through my report. Today, I'm excited to share some incredible insights about our Q2 performance. I led the analysis on this, and I think you'll find the numbers very promising. I muted my mic and waited. 10 minutes in, our department head leans forward, frowning. "Amber, can you walk me through the basis for this forecast? These numbers seem aggressive." Amber froze. Well, we looked at historical data, of course." The department head narrowed his eyes. "Right, but this model doesn't match any of our previous baselines. Are you sure this is Q2 data?" He pulls up the source files on screen. Side by side, my original spreadsheet and the department's actual database. The gaps are glaring. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. Amber stammers, starts flipping through her notes. I think maybe there was a version issue. I'll double check and follow up." You could feel the tension in the room. One of the VPs clears his throat. "So, you signed off on this report?" Amber's eyes darted to the side. No answer. She ended the meeting early, said she needed to circle back. 3 days later, my manager pulled me aside privately. "Can you take a look at that report, quietly fix it?" I did. I rebuilt the whole thing from scratch. No one else knew. Amber didn't say a word. She didn't dare. Since then, she never touches my work. She doesn't volunteer to present anymore. She avoids eye contact. And leadership, well, they started asking me directly for analysis going forward. I never raised my voice, never accused her. I just gave her exactly what she wanted, and she exposed herself. Sometimes the best revenge doesn't come with fireworks or applause. It comes in the silence that follows a liar getting caught.